Okay, yo, what is good? I'm gonna go through today's entry now. I did live record everything, but I had so many, like, I had distractions. My dog was barking like mad, so I just thought, and I kept sneezing. I was having like a bad hay fever spell, so I just thought, get entered. I was gonna wait until the end of the trade, but at the minute, I can kind of keep recording whilst it's running, but I can go through it all and explain it. So let me just make sure my meta traders all have stop losses before I continue with this, and make sure I've done the correct entries. Yeah. Okay, we're all good. I've only risked 1% across all accounts. That's my risk management model. I would risk 2% on my in profit 70k, but since I lost last trade, I'm just bumping it down to 1% again. Next trade, if I win the trade and I'm still in profit on the account, I'll risk 2% again, or I'll just keep risking 1% until I win. Unless we go into drawdown. But even then, drawdown's not an issue. I got 10% drawdown and it's not trailing because these are FTMO accounts, so I'm not too scared about like having a 10% drawdown because I only have 3% trailing on Top Step, so having 10% versus and for Top Step, really it's like I don't want to be messing about risking 0.25 to 0.5%. I have a system and I know it works, so if I get a losing streak and I lose the account, okay, sure, it is what it is, but if not, then we can pass pretty quickly. So let's get with today's trade. So if we look on the 4 hour, see, I went through all this and it was great because it all built up nicely towards what I was looking for and all the confluences, and it looked great. And then I had all these issues, so and thing doesn't even want to load. Might have to do this on the 1 hour. So basically, we were 4 hour break of structure down, or even were we continuing on? Anyway, it's not loading. So we had a full look, you can see here overnight 1 hour break of structure down, and then we came and took out these lows, right? These are daily lows, 4 hour and daily lows, right? So I've got it on my other chart here. So look here, we took out these lows in London session, and then if you look on ES, we took them out, and then look at this as I change to NQ. Look, huge SMT, right? Huge. So I was like really looking forward to this, right? Oh, the 4 hour chart isn't loading. Anyway, we'll continue on. So I'm just going to delete these real quick because I was just like, I mean, they work, so I might actually leave them and explain my actual thought process. I didn't use them as confluences. I was just interested to see how it reacted off. So as you can see, at 1 hour break of structure coming into market open here. One hour break of structure. I mean, we already did break of structure, but a nice continuation, and then huge displacement down, which is taking out the lows. So on NQ here, look, we ended up taking out pre-market lows. Initially on ES we didn't, so and we never even did in the end. Oh no, sorry, we did. It was these hourly lows. So I was confident at first that we might not even see pre-market lows because NQ came so far down, and I was so like, okay, this is great. And then we came down further, took out these hourly lows, which was still fine by me, and we had London lows, and I thought maybe we will go down there. So yeah, that's kind of what I was waiting for. So we came down there. We didn't take out the 1 hour lows on ES, but we tapped them. So am I looking at the right chart, bro? We made some equal lows. Oh, was that just on? Oh, it was here. So we made equal lows on pre-market lows, and then we came and took it out afterwards, which is fine. We didn't take out the hourly lows, and then yeah, we came back up. So what I did was, once we did that, so keep in mind now, NQ had the high time frame SMT, which initially I was looking for longs on NQ. I was hoping ES would come down, sweep liquidity, and NQ wouldn't. However, it didn't work out that way. ES did. However, if you look on NQ here, we broke structure to the downside within that hourly candle here. We closed above this hourly low. So we broke structure on the downside on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, we failed to break structure back up, and we reacted off a fair value gap, and then closed the candle bearish. And then it was a lot different for ES, however. So we didn't break structure on the 1 hour. We maintained bullish order flow on the 1 hour. Same with the 30-minute. 15-minute broke structure, however. But yeah, all the other, and then on the 4 hour, can this load, bro? I'll just have to see if a page reload will do this. Okay, so the 4 hour broke structure, if I just hide my drawings, you'll see it clearly. So look, 4 hour breaker structure up. It wasn't the strongest breaker structure up, but it's still a breaker structure nonetheless. And I wasn't going to take the trade if we closed it. Sorry, if we because even if we closed within this wick, I would still count that as a breaker structure, but it won't be a confident one. So yeah, we kind of, I guess you could say, market got lucky there with that. Now, what I then waited for was, here we go. So this was the setup, right? So 1 minute breaker structure up, and we inverted this fair value gap, and we made a perfect fair value gap overlapping the inverse. So if I just mark that out, there we go. So 1 minute fair value gap. We came down into the fair value gap. Broke. Came down into the fair value gap, reacted positively with a breaker structure back up, and then we came down, and then look, we have another. I was looking at this fair value gap here. We had another fair value gap, and then we even came back and tapped this. I've not even noticed this, but now this inverse has been tapped. So inverse here overlapped, another tap, and a positive reaction. That was my entry, right? So yeah, we came down 1 minute break structure back up, and then it was this tiny 1 minute fair value gap, as you can see here, and then a positive reaction out, which it did a good reaction, and then that was my entry, right? And then I also waited for the 5 minute, because here, I mean, this is one of those where it's not like a full break of structure, but it's still a change in how structure is forming. So whether we count that as a full 5 minute break of structure, I don't know, but I was trading off the 1 minute anyway, but that 5 minute displacement up helped with my confidence entering. Now price is coming down a bit, so we could be seeing price manipulate further down. Look, NQ though is still staying quite strong. It's ES that's pushing down now, so that looks like a wick of 5 minute lows. And this is why I wasn't because I was tempted to push my entry like literally underneath these lows, underneath entry lows here. So that would have been a bad idea. Now, my full take profit, as you can see, is all the way at these highs, but I have marked out a few key levels. So yeah, stop loss is under the SMT lows formed, and then it was this this hourly lower high that I put the first take profit at. Now you have market opening highs, because we took out pre-market highs on market open, so we can probably get rid of that now, pre-market highs, because we already took it out. So we do have a key level here, which is market open highs. Now I'm probably going to wait until we hit that hourly, until we would then set stop loss to break even, because that's a 1 to 2.3, that's a 1 to 2, just about. So yeah, my take profit is here, but like I said, you can even see my actual take profit on top step is here, because I've got a consistency rule. I don't have that on my FTMO account, so my idea was to just betrayal it. But yeah, we'll just have to see how price goes now. Now we've made an SMT now of 5 minute lows, and yeah, I'll show you what I mean on this when I said these boxes down here. So we didn't take out London lows, but you can see we have, and here's a 5 minute fair value gap. This one's a 5 minute. Have I got a 5 minute? No. But if I just put 1 minute on this one, so we know which ones are the 1 minutes. So yeah, the grey one's a 5 minute fair value gap. Now look, we came into it and we respected it very nicely. But if we go down to the 1 minute now, we actually did displace it initially. If you look here, we came down into these 1 minutes and respected them. We even tapped this other 1 minute and respected nicely. So I just marked them out just more for fun than anything else, just seeing how market would react. But yeah, we came down, we actually displaced it in the end, but then we broke structure, came back down into, if I just delete these, because even NQ's got a good setup here. Like I said, NQ is the preferable one to trade, but it's just one of those things where it's like how, because this broke structure, sorry, it didn't break structure, no, it did break structure on the 1 hour and the 30 minute, but the 4 hour maintained bearish order flow. So I'm going to take, and this took out more lows, so the actual SMTs formed during New York session were all on ES as the lagging index and showing more bullish intent. And the other thing as well that I didn't mark out before, I did mark this out and I've just forgot to mention it, is that we have quite a lot of low resistance liquidity here. You'll just see like it's just lower high after lower high after lower high. Same here. We've already took out this now, but yeah, so we have some good confluences for longs really. But like I said, we're currently down. I had to do some. So when I put my entry in, yeah, so we can see here, as I put my entry in and I adjusted the stop, it was only a 0.6% risk, and I'm risking 1% of trade, so I had to then go to micros and do some micros and just adjust it accordingly to how I wanted it. So yeah, I'm not afraid. I've followed structure, that's all I can do, and we've had a full change in character on the 1 minute. We fully keep making new highs, and yeah, we just need to hopefully get some bullish intent on the 5 minute now, because all we've done here, as I've been in this trade, as you can see, look, we came 15 minute gap, 15 minute inverse reacted, but again, these are reaction zones. That doesn't mean price is gonna, I mean, it could fully reverse and we could come down because we are in a 15 minute bearish structure, but given everything else on the high time frame, this is just a reaction area, so we react off it and then we come back up and take it out eventually. Just because I've entered a long, and let's say for instance longs are totally valid and longs are the winning trade today, these areas aren't just automatically invalidated. Price isn't just going to automatically skip them and go up and up and up. Price is still going to react off key levels, which includes this. So yeah, on the 30 minute, okay, so a 30 minute gap has formed now, in between this recording, and there you go, 30 minute inverse, 30 minute for value gap. So again, it's one of those things, but we'll have to see where price goes. It's kind of failing to push new highs on the 5 minute, so we'll just have to see what price wants to do. All I can do is wait really. So like I said, we've got some oh look, another now a 1 minute SMT. So we made an SMT off these lows here. If I can just basically where this white line where it crosses over, then on NQ, like those same lows are here and it's nowhere near. And then now on the 1 minute, we just took out these lows. I need to put my magnet back on. So 1 minute lows there taken out, yes, 1 minute lows not taken out. So again, another 1 minute SMT. Now my risk reward is 5 RR on this trade, so we've also got to think, like I'm not gonna probably expect it to hit full TP, but that's just my my main draw on liquidity, because look, it's the high there, look at that, and look at this as well. These are other things here. We have a bunch of low resistance liquidity to the upside, so these are things we can all target. I'm just going to put them all in green for now, but look, lower high, lower high, lower high. There's a tiny one there, I'm not even going to bother marking it out, and then the one we already made there. So there's even one here, one here. So it's like, oh, we've already took that out, it seems. But that's what I mean. Like, there's a bunch of low resistance liquidity where, if we have a look here, this is high resistance liquidity, right? High resistance. We took out Asia lows. We took out these high time frame daily 4-hour lows, and then we made an SMT on NQ, and then we are coming back up now. Maybe NQ was the one to trade and trusting that higher time frame SMT over the SMTs formed during the session, but like I said, we broke structure on ES during the session, so that's why I flipped to ES, because that was the one that was showing bullish intent, and I would rather trade the one that is giving me the better order flow. SMT is just one use of getting a entry and showing good confluence, and we've got that, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have to take that. I'd rather take the one that shows we're following order flow, we're following trend, and this is what we're doing, we're following trend. I will not trade against the trend. So yeah, we'll just have to see where we are. I'm gonna chill out for a bit, and then I will, when something happens, whether it's a stop loss or probably past these highs, I will update you, because I don't want to sit here and have this recording be boring for the next probably half an hour to an hour. So I will catch you in a little bit. So as you can see, I'm still in this trade. I almost got wicked out. I got stopped out on the other one, as you can see. Now I'm being dead quick about this because so market moved against us. We've had a 5-minute break of structure, back down, our full like movement back down. 15-minute, if you look, we're still respecting these fair value gaps. We even came up and tapped this one, and then we're also respecting the 30-minute fair value gap. Now market is moving against us. Could it come back up? Yeah, sure, but I don't work off that. I don't work based on what market, if I just feel like it's going to go back up. Market is moving against us, so I'm doing this to cut losses. So I'm going to exit this trade and just cut my losses. I might be like close to break even on some. I might not lose. I might not gain that much or whatever. But that's just how it goes, you know. I need to exit this actually. So that one's exited. I need to close. So close. So here we go. I didn't lose that much in the end, which is great. Like I said, I'm here to go by market order flow and what we're doing. Now, could this come back up? But of course it could. But look, as I'm speaking, 1 minute break of structure to the downside, and then 1 minute continuation. We had, look at all this. We built up. We were building up nicely, really, and then, like I said, it just boomed right on 54, which is the 5-minute closure. So we like came up, boom, 5-minute closure here, and then, like I said, we yeah, bro, I'm market isn't giving me structure that validates staying in the trade. So I've got to cut losses. I've got to follow market structure. I'm not going to hold it, especially when prices come down. The only positive confluence we had was, look, we had this SMT here. That was it. So, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a live test on NQ of what we could have taken. So this would have been it here, this entry here, and then it would be like here probably. So this is NQ's live test. Like I mean, realistically, I should have been stopped out. That's the. I'll just put it at them highs, and that'd be like my TP one. Maybe I can just green candle that, and then that would be like the extended TPs. So yeah, we had the similar movement. Like I said, it was an SMT created. We took out, we just tagged the lows, but like I said, that, like, look, literally tagged, because for some reason my stop loss wasn't the same on both ES and Yes, like each one, they weren't the same for some reason. So one ended up getting tagged and the other didn't. Now I was thinking of keeping it in, but I just thought, look, markets move against us. It's given me every reason to not stay in the trade, you know. Um, like I said, I mean I'm just trying to think. I did enter off 1 minute, so I mean 1 minute order flow was disrespected ages ago. So technically I should have closed when it was here, but I didn't. So what I was actually looking for was a better structure on the 5 minute. So I was fully waiting. I was waiting for this to close above here, and I was like going to be super psyched about, you know, a 15-minute break of structure, or a that would have been totally nice if we got the 15-minute. I would have stayed in this trade 100%. But like I said, I'm not confident. There's no point waiting for it to get back to break even before we cut losses. I mean, luckily one got, so now I've lost 0.7%. Let's call it for the day. I'll keep this running, and I can go over it tomorrow. And if it actually won in the end, I'll put it all the way up to, is it 9 o'clock? Market closes. Come on, bro. I hate that. I just want it equal to 9. So, bro. So yeah, I can always keep this open. I'll go over it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out how much I lost, and then I can put it on the video. I mean, I'll put it in the title, so there's no point coming back just to say what I lost. But it will be significantly less than a normal losing day, which is fine. Like I said, we would have to come up to. Why have I added that? I don't remember that. Oh, are these all the low resistance liquidities that I mentioned before? I'm just gonna. I don't need to delete them now. Sorry, I don't need to delete them, but I'm just gonna delete the few because, like I said, those two were my main take profit. So, price would have to hit here anyway, the 6.310 area, for me to actually put it to break even in the first place. So, it's a disappointing day, sure, but because look, we're coming back up, but again, we could easily come up, fill more, come back down. Yeah, I'm not staying in a trade that is going against me, because to me, if I stayed through that, look, we're respecting inverse for value gaps, 30-minute. The only thing is we didn't break structure on the 30-minute down, which is great, but even 15-minute order flow is respecting. Yeah, I think it was the right move to make and get out of market. There was no like emotional. I mean, yeah, I would be disappointed and a bit annoyed if we did come and hit TP, but it's just one of those things. I'd rather listen to market and take the loss, you know. Because look, market came right down there. The only thing you could say is that, because I mean, technically speaking, I should have been stopped on that. I was so close to getting stopped. So it's one of those things where it's like, you know, cut your losses, count your wins, and just get out of market, kind of thing. Not that you have to do that, because look, we got this SMT here, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, look, SMT, there you go, off these lows, SMT off them lows. So, you know, it was, I mean, if we entered on NQ, we'd still be in it, but like not by much. I mean, the risk reward was pretty similar, but like I said, because we broke structure up on the 4 hour, I suppose the only, I mean, we've exited the trade now, so I think the only thing we can say is that we should have just listened to the higher time frame structure, because we broke structure on all of these, or I should say broke structure, but we continued structure on 1 hour, and we broke structure on the 4 hour. It was only the 15-minute and 5-minute that were bearish, so you could argue that I just needed to ignore the noise, but it's 4 o'clock now, like almost 2 hours into market open, so either price is gonna like rip from here, up into lunch hour, or it's going to stall and then it'll rip in PM, or it'll stall and it'll just come back down. So yeah, I'll go and figure out the loss for today. I don't think it was that much, to be fair. I literally lost, like, I can give a brief, like, so on my 10k, 0.2% on my 10k live, about the same on my 70k, and on my other 70k about the same. So about 0.2% loss on each account, and then a 0.6% loss on this. So yeah, I can't complain really. Like I said, we'll come into market tomorrow. We have what do we have tomorrow? We have, there you go, unemployment claims, retail sales. So yeah, it's coming up, but it is what it is, isn't it? Well, I mean, we did exit this manually, but like I said, market was moving against us. It's one of those things. I think I've not done this in a while, so maybe I won't do it again. I'll just let it ride to my stop loss, because my take profits are so much more than my losses that I don't think cutting losses matters as much than someone, like, say someone who only hits 1-1, 1-2 RR. Cutting losses for them is going to be much more important for increasing their actual winning money. So I suppose that's the only thing we can say, but we're out of it now. Super tiresome week so far. I think I have a bit of fatigue as well, because I did a winning live test on Monday, which was a good live test, and then yesterday we lost, which was fine, but then today it's like, do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll edit this video. I need to edit yesterday's video, which I'm just gonna be so confused, because I need to upload it because it's a loss. But yeah, I will I'll keep this updated. What I might do is I might stop recording for now. I'll edit yesterday's video, and then I'll come back, see how this trade is doing, and then I can always add a little bit at the end just to see how the trade is after I've uploaded the first one. And then if nothing's happened, I'll just leave it, and go over it tomorrow. But if something does happen, it comes down and takes out more, then yeah. I mean, it can be still a good win for the bias, but like I said, even up on entry, we did have a bit of chop here. Look, we just kind of chopped, like, there wasn't much movement, and then we started moving, and then we had a big displacement down. Now we're starting moving, we could easily have a big displacement down. So yeah, we'll just have to see. We might even break, do you know what, I might as well wait and see if we break structure on the 15-minute here. Probably on the 5-minute too. That sucks, bro. And what are we at time? We could, and we could break structure on the 30-minute, bro. Looks like I'm messed up today. So what we're gonna do is, we're never gonna manually exit trades again. We're gonna let it ride to stop loss or to TP for now. Well, I say we can trail and break even and stuff, but is it gonna push up? Oh, didn't quite break structure, but anyway, right, I'll let this run for a bit and we'll see how it plays out. So literally, as I came off this for literally a minute, remember what I said? A minute. Look at that 30-minute candle now. Look, that's so, bro, what is market on today? Literally just repeated itself. So I've got a little smile on my face, probably because I'm kind of glad I was wrong and that I made the right decision. You kind of don't really know until after the fact, but maybe NQs. Look, still SMTs here, but bro, what is this price action? Coming for London lows, bro. Shorts are like cooking right now. And because this didn't break structure either, you could you could have probably took a short off this, maybe, I don't know, but bro, the thing is, we can count it as a loss then rather than a win, but I messed up. That's what I mean. So I kind of needed this before I went away and used it, because if I won the trade, then I totally messed up, and I know I need to not make those decisions again. But this gives me the confidence to say, look, that was the right decision. Because some people would have waited and would have gone, oh, I'll wait till I'm in break even, then I'll exit the trade, and then I'll go, oh, well, I'm at break even now, I can make money, and then they get stopped out afterwards. And I used to do that. So yeah, I count my losses. 0.2% loss versus 1% loss. I know which I'd rather have. So there we go. But that's it. I probably lost less than $1,000 today, which is amazing, thinking my winning day was 12k, and even a 1% losing day was like 3 or 4k. So less than 1,000, I'm okay with that. We'll look for market tomorrow. Given that market hasn't set up properly today, the likeliness that we get a set up tomorrow, and it becomes more and more likely. So yeah, just hopefully we can get some good price action, and yeah, we'll speak tomorrow. I don't need to let this play out now. It is what it is. So there we go. Peace.